Hello everyone, my name is Marilyn Possick. I'm an intuitive angel messenger, and today I would like to share with you, because I think many of you would be interested, and I went to ask Alexia, who's somebody I've spiritual mentored in the past. I want to ask her a few questions. Say hello, Alexia.
Hey you guys, thank you for having me on your channel.
You're welcome. First, what turned you into the spiritual realm, Alexia?
I had spiritual connection with guardian angels when I was a baby until about 7 or 8. And they were a really big part of my life. I can remember seeing these two little old women. My whole family knew about them because they saw me talking. They had confirmations. If my mom lost something, I would be like, oh, well, Sophie says you left something over here. And she'd be like, what? And I remember little things like that were confirmations that my kid really is seeing this.
Did it scare you?
No, they were exactly like that picture of the guardian angel taking the little girl across the bridge. Like, they protected me. Like, no, Alexia, don't do that. And then they would talk to me.
I was going to say, so they actually talked to you?
Yes. I could see them and I could hear them, and it was just like two little old ladies. But I knew other people couldn't see them.
And how old were you at this time?
From birth to 7. It was a long time.
And then did they go away?
They went away, and I remember first they went away where I couldn't see them. I could no longer see these two old ladies, but I could hear them. And then it was when hormones kicked in, school started going crazier. I think from like 7 to 11, I could hear them and communicate, but I remember pushing them away because it wasn't cool to have imaginary friends when you're 10. And, I mean, programming with school, you just learn that you don't talk to the voices in your head.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you tell people when you had your guardian angels? Did you tell them that you see them, that you hear them, that you're talking to them, or did you keep it more to yourself?
My family was really open to it, and my family, all my sisters and like their boyfriends and all the kids over at the house, they all knew that, oh, she has her little imaginary friends. So when I went out into the world, I think I maybe told a couple friends, but it's still not.
So you didn't like really open up to your friends at school and
No.
so forth, out to the public?
No.
Okay.
Because it was looked down.
So do you feel like they went away because you weren't...
I pushed them away. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I pushed them away. And I remember they left a farewell message because they knew. I kept getting, like, they would come in and I would push them away. Like, no, I'm at school. No, I'm doing my homework. Times that we automatically meditate or go into daydream state, they would start talking. But I'm thinking about boys that I like at school, and I'm thinking about this, that, and the other. And I'm like, no, go away. I don't have time for this. And I remember pushing them away. And they told me, like, if you're going to stop this communication, we'll always be here with you. You might not be able, like, if you don't want to talk to us, that's fine. But you have to remember kind of two things. And it was a feeling. It was like they downloaded information that I needed to remember. And one of those things was, don't fall into polarity. And they didn't say those words, and I don't remember that from a 7-year-old, but they explained to me, like, scales. Like, there is no judgment that you can hold on someone, because even though your perception of an event can be really, really bad, like, this person is super bad, how dare they do that? You don't know the entire story, you don't know their purpose for doing it, you don't know the bigger plan. So never judge polarity. Second of all, there's no such thing as polarity. You're going to be living in a place where everything is good, bad, yes, no, and the extremes of each, and stay centered. I remember there were scales and there were images of current events at that time. So we're looking back 2001, there was a lot of political stir up, and I remember there was a lot of terror being everywhere on the news and everything. And I remember receiving these messages from the angels. I couldn't see them, but I could hear them saying, not everyone is bad. They might have done a really bad thing. You can't judge anyone. So I do.
Yeah, that's really good advice, because I like to say to people, God doesn't judge. Why should I judge? Who am I to judge? You don't ever know what's going on in anybody's life. So very, very good advice. Of course, I've never known angels to give us bad advice, right?
True.
So then, how long were they gone?
From like, I would say 11 until 20, 24, 25, when I got into them again 3 years ago or something, and they came back with vengeance.
Did you ask for them back, or did they just appear?
I asked, but they told me to ask. Like, there were being signs dropped. I kept falling into the same bad situations over and over again, like weird car wrecks, and sometimes I wasn't even driving, so it's not like I'm a bad driver, like just weird car wrecks, and I kept going into jobs that I absolutely hated, and it was time after time, and you would be like, oh, I'll quit this job, it'll get better, and it just never does. It's the same cubicle, same BS.
So you kept repeating bad habits,
I kept
bad
repeating
patterns.
So it was my, I need help.
So something inside of you, like in your heart, said, I need help.
Yeah.
And you figured out that there's other help available to you other than the human help. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you brought in your guardian angels to assist you in life's challenges, basically, right?
Yeah, because that's all I remember. I was like, you know what, let's go back to basics. And I remember talking to them all the time, and they always gave me awesome advice, and opportunities would just open up when I was little with them. But
And did they instantly appear?
no. I think they would in my dreams, because I was waking up with I'm not spiritual at this point at all, and I was going to sleep, and I was having premonitions. I was having them, and I was remembering them in my dreams. So I think they were in my dream state.
Okay. Then what led you or guided you to seek spiritual advisors such as psychics or mediums?
I'm very against the pharmaceutical company, and what I didn't like about the jobs I was working at, this wasn't just one or two, this was like the past 5 jobs, and I kept job skipping every year to new places, and everyone was just glazed over. Their eyes were just, I call them Xanax zombies. They were like drowning there. You could physically see these people just going through life like, and just popping pills, and they had no emotion. Like, I knew these people prior a couple of years ago, and then just seeing them fall into the pharmaceuticals, I did not want to be one of those. I did not want to go to get medical help for my ruts or whatever little situation I was in, and just be put on a pill, because technically my my symptoms would have been depression, and I knew I was depressed. I just didn't want to take the pharmaceutical way out of this pit, so the only other way was spirituality.
So you started seeking spiritual advisors such as psychics?
Yes, and weirdly enough, right before I met you, I put down my Christmas present or my birthday present was to put a very large amount of money down for this one psychic, and it was pay in advance, of course, so I gave her the money, and I think it was just for 1 2-hour like regression session, and she canceled on me 5 times.
Wow, what did that tell you?
So exactly. I'm like, you know what? And obviously, it was just like crazy things, and she was like, I'm so sorry, but at that point, you're like, it's a sign. Like, I'm not supposed to see her. So I forgot about it. My birthday was 2 months before I met you, and then I met you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was seeking.
All right. And so you haven't seen any other spiritual advisors other than me?
I mean, because of you, I've met people.
Okay. I thought you had other readings other than
I mean,
me.
an hour here at a fair or a carnival, like nothing where a repeat or more than an hour with someone, and I can't.
And do you remember, other than the 10-minute reading you had at the Halloween party, do you remember your first reading with me?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'm trying to think of what you said. You did confirmation with my guardian angels, because at the time I was just like, where's my communication with them? I didn't even know of your angel book is up there. I didn't even know of archangels, Archangel Michael. I just knew of my 2, Sophie and Barbara. That's all the angels that I thought there were. And then this lady says there's 100,000 of them. So you said I needed to get rid of fear. It was all just fear, I think, the first.
Okay. And
session.
after your session, how did you feel?
I was excited, but I still didn't trust myself. It took like 3 or 4 sessions to believe in myself and believe that I could do the things that you were telling me to do.
And is that why you chose me to like do spiritual mentoring for you?
Yeah, because you were the first person, again, that didn't make me feel stupid. If I didn't understand something, if I still had the same block the next week or the next following time we saw each other, if the same block was there, then you kind of said, okay, well, however I told you before didn't fit, so try doing this. You worked with me with other ways to try and get rid of blocks if I just couldn't get it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alexia. I will go into more details with Alexia on my next video here about the spiritual mentoring I do and how I do it and why people choose to have spiritual mentoring. Have a great day, everyone.